I watched Fragrant Flower. I swear to God, at first I didn't watch this show because I kept seeing
I'm not gooning to Waguri.
Now, I hate to admit it, but these anti-Waguri gooning advocates are... When you think romance, what do you think? The one I see TikTok clips of all the time, this one, and you gotta be capping. There's no way I'll be your freaking faggot. But out of all of these, Fragrant Flower might be the most human. Let me explain. I want you to imagine that you're a student at Kikyo High School, a girls-only, prestigious private school. And right next to you is the government-funded public school, where all the idiots end up, called Chidori High School. So what do? Rhetorical question. Obviously, you need to discriminate against them. The students in these schools genuinely despise each other for no reason. The girls straight up keep the curtains up so that the poorlings never even see the insides of their classrooms. And to top it off, the entrances are right next to each other. I'm convinced the people who built these schools were in cahoots and just decided to troll, because there is no way this is a coincidence. Like, our #1 schoolgirl Waguri wanders 3 meters too close to the Chidori entrance, and now she's got 50 people staring her down. The MC is a student at Chidori, and for whatever reason, bro has the most ridiculous aura I've ever seen. Like, bro will just be minding his own business and get all 5 NPCs on screen just staring at him. The schoolgirls, the kids, the middle-aged man, he's got all the demographics covered. Genuinely, what could bro have possibly done to acquire this infamy? Now, this prick was picking on the homies, but a second of eye contact with Rintaro and he stops in his tracks. All of bro's thoughts erased. And on top of that, this guy has the stature of Jack's Beanstalk. Like, look at this man. Here's the main character, and here's the love interest. 6'3" and 4'10". How do you achieve 4'10"? A 4'10" Japanese girl is on average 11 years old. This girl is a dwarf. These two have such a large height disparity that they're probably experiencing 2 different seasons. Hey, how's the weather down there? Oh, it's pretty good. I'm gonna stop. But oh my god, Waguri might be a dwarf, but she is genuinely the sweetest person to ever grace the earth. This girl is so sweet that she will smile at her phone when Rintaro even just sees her messages and leaves her on red. Genuinely, he leaves her on red and she smiles. And she's also a glutton. And when I say glutton, I mean if no one else is in the bakery, I'm eating a table's worth of food on the spot. Glutton. Guys, that is 4 tins and 6 plates on a single table. Not a single crumb to be found. And this girl is so gluttonous that after visiting the bakery Rintaro's mom runs so many times, she's taken a liking to one of the people who work there, Rintaro himself. And guess what? She's a Kikyo student who doesn't care that Rintaro is from Chidori. Ridiculous, I know. But here's the problem. Rintaro thinks that she's a middle schooler, until the episode after where he learns she's a Kikyo student and is suddenly trying to get in her pants. And to preface this, I just want to say that the first words Rintaro ever uttered in this show was, "A girls' school, huh?" That's something I'll never come into contact with. Rintaro. When a girl is standing in front of your government-funded public school, accruing a whole-ass crowd, waiting for you, when you both get to school early and she wants to see you from her window, and when she asks you out, is this a date? No, she must want to stay friends. Mom? What do you think about this? Are you fucking serious? But that's sort of what makes Kaoru Hana stand out. It's not German girls being tsunderes and asking for the MC to put their socks on in the first episode. It's not yelling a confession in front of the entire school for the bunny girl only you can see. It's not silly fun and games in the student council room all the time. And it's not taking turns having gay sex with the main character. And even though I do like these shows, Kaoru Hana is such a breath of fresh air. It feels surprisingly human. There's a scene where Rintaro is just sitting around in class wondering if the phrasing for his text to Waguri is good enough. I know you've done this. But my point is, there's no gimmick in the show, besides the segregation that really doesn't do much for the story, I'm not gonna lie. It's just pure, unsolicited social interaction, which probably nobody watching in this video has, and is probably why you're watching this show in the first place. But this is what makes Kaoru Hana different. When Rintaro is laying in bed unsure of what to do about his feelings, when these two are always watching what they're doing, constantly apologizing, when Waguri starts giving bro sultry whispers through the phone, when Waguri asks him out. Okay, maybe those last two aren't that relatable, but it's not just about Waguri and Rintaro. Enter the cock block. This is Subaru, Waguri Waguri's childhood friend. And the first time we see this girl, she looks like she's about to blast Rintaro's ass with a tornado. But then perfect timing, because all the homeboys pull up. One of them thinks Waguri is familiar, and bro must have the cheese touch or something, because Subaru's eyes dialed in like a feral cat immediately when she thought bro got too close. And then our goat Saku starts spitting out the nastiest insults. There is no shot bro didn't dig into her past before this, because this was actually personal. And for the record, the entire time, Waguri was on that I know shit, trying to get a word in, but she could not explain the situation for the life of her. Bro, speak up. But that's when Rintaro interjects, calms everyone down, and Subaru's just like, oh my god, is this man not an asshole? Genuinely, what could anyone have done to this girl to make her hate men in general so much that she calls them savages not once, but twice? I often got bullied by boys because of my hair. Okay, who wrote this shit? You can't make this up. If they didn't say by boys, it would not have made any sense. And no, she didn't hold a grudge against those specific boys. She didn't hate herself for having silver hair. She just decided to hate boys in general. What? So Subaru essentially finds out about Rintaro and Waguri, and she decides to meet up with Rintaro after realizing that not all men are savages. Hey, can you stop talking to Waguri? Being in touch with a student from Chidori might affect her scholarship. I saw how hard she worked just to go to the school. Please. I can't do that. And this request by Subaru was completely valid. That's the reason why it affected Rintaro for the episodes afterward, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd be shook too, to learn that everything the person I love has worked towards could be uprooted because of me. But even though Subaru went out of her way to separate Waguri and Rintaro, Waguri still forgives her. Both of them understand Subaru's good intentions, and both of them also understand the irrational feeling that is love. And after seeing these two perfect people just talking to each other, it's nice to meet someone who is at least a little bit flawed and even recognizes the fact. And I also recognize the fact that this is the first time I've seen a coffee store rank coffee difficulties by letter. What even is that? Is bro about to pull out the system? System. I'd like a venti iced latte, light ice, double sweet, non-fat milk. Oh, I forgot to mention, make it S rank. What the fuck is that? Like I tried to find this online, but it's just not a thing. Speaking of Rintaro, bro's got his fair share of drama. I mean, what do you expect from any child MC in an anime? These kids are never catching a break. Hell, I just did a video on Mob Psycho not too long ago. Go watch it. And these writers cannot keep their grimy hands off these middle school kids. When we saw how Rintaro would just give up on everything, it genuinely hurt. And when his mom supported him by copying his blonde hair and piercings, not knowing or even caring if her goodwill would come back around, it was really nothing less than beautiful. This is what it had led to. This is what all those years of isolation were for, and a simple thank you was enough to get the tears streaming. So let's see what some brain dead Redditors have to say about this show. The way the characters act, including how overly apologetic they are, the conflicts. I can never buy into what's happening. Now, originally I was gonna say, oh, wait, low-key they've got a point, but what do we even have to base this on? Conflict with friends being resolved through honesty? I mean, it's a little early to make decisions like this, right? But what I will say is that I have no issue with the constant apologizing. It's not like Rintaro is constantly apologizing to Waguri after making a mistake. We see him apologize for things which obviously weren't even his fault. It's a trait that's built into his character, not a plot device. So yeah, 10 out of 13 episodes so far, and Kaoru Hana is actually really nice. I like how Rintaro tries his hardest when it matters, and how he becomes aware of his own shortcomings, both with Waguri and even just his friends. Sure, we haven't seen too much of Waguri yet, but I'm sure there's more to come. As for the first question, I could not care less if you goon to Waguri or not. Those are my thoughts on Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dawn. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Please, I need it.